Hello, Feisty friends. Sarah Gross here, founder and CEO of Feisty Media. So before the podcast starts, I wanted to jump in and tell you about our brand new strength training club that is launching in the new year. Like so many of our offers, we created this one with you in mind because many of you have been asking for more guidance about what it means to lift heavy. We all know the advantages of being strong for longevity, bone density, body composition. We want to feel strong and capable, but it can be hard to know where to start. Or maybe some of you have been doing the same strength routine for months or years and are looking to switch it up for faster gains. If that sounds like you, I highly recommend the Feisty Strong Barbell Club, which is a 12-week community strength training program designed for women who want real coaching, expert barbell programming, and the confidence to take up the space you deserve in the barbell section of the gym. It includes 3 strength workouts per week, optional HIIT workouts as finishers, and a community of supportive women to share the journey with. You will get monthly coaching calls, weekly form reviews on your lifting technique, guest experts, and thoughtful guidance from Feisty head strength coach Cassie Neiman. You'll learn the foundational barbell lifts, gain confidence under the bar, and train with a plan that meets you where you are at. So if you're barbell curious or looking for a new routine or a reason to get started with strength training, this is the program for you. To learn more about the Feisty Strong Barbell Club, just click the link in the show notes. 2026 is the year we get strong together.
All right, Feisties, we are getting down to holiday season. We have one more show left next week before the holiday break. This week, though, we have Joanne with us. We have Katie back with us. And we need to find out how everyone's doing on their Christmas fit challenges.
I'm failing. I'll just start with that. I opened the email. I looked at it, and then, Josie was in the hospital for last week. Then Tommy was gone. So life has been a bit hectic. However, I might not be doing any prescribed challenge at the moment, but our new thing is Kimball's been riding with me. And yesterday we did our first day of Tommy caravanning to go pick him up from daycare with his bike in the back, and then him and I running home from daycare.
How far is that?
And today, like 4K.
Okay.
Like very, very manageable. And honestly, okay, this is really like sidestep here, but I was so proud of him because he had like a meltdown about 800 meters from our house, and I was like, we're not gonna make it. Like, we're going to have to get picked up. And granted, like, I could have like held him and his bike, I could have made it, but he came out of it, which for a 3-year-old is amazing. And I was like, I kept telling him, I was like, I'm so proud of you.
Aww. Well, Katie, I'm so proud of you and getting your 4K run done yesterday. Kudos to Katie. Woo!
Yeah, it's still, I guess that's my best bet right now is Kimball training.
There you go.
Well, every good athlete needs a good wingman, so Kimball can be your good wingman.
Yeah. We did a personal best on a loop he's done where we averaged 5:30 per K pace.
Why are you speaking in kilometers? This is very confusing, Katie. It's very European.
I know. I'm sorry, but I'm an international triathlete still by heart. And World Triathlon, actually, it was my very first coach had us do everything in kilometers. And then obviously with Joel, everything was in Ks. So now I force all of our athletes to do it because until the US puts more races in the United States for us, I mean, we might as well just be doing what the rest of the world is doing, which I would also argue that the US in general should be doing the metric system.
To be fair, to say you did like 4K versus, what is it, 2.4 miles or something? I don't even know. I made that up.
It's like
but it
2
sounds
point
better.
something. Yeah, way better.
Yeah,
that's right. I'm just trying to cushion what I'm doing. It's a bigger number, so we go with whatever number is bigger in distances.
How is it going for you, Joanne? Are you doing your own workouts that you assign yourself?
Oh yeah, true.
Yes, I actually am. I am on day 10. I've been so consistent. Actually, I'm really surprised because I was working in Dublin yesterday unexpectedly, and we had really bad weather over here in Ireland. We had a big storm, so I stayed overnight again. I woke up this morning and I thought, oh my God, I have to do a 30 to 40 minute run. I can't be bothered. I was really like enjoying the hotel bed, and got back from Dublin, did some stuff this afternoon with my mum, got the Christmas tree put up. And then I was like, I really need to do my run now. So I actually went and did my run. I got 40 minutes done. So 4K, 40 minutes. I did 6.5K. I was happy. Tomorrow I think is going to be another run. But yeah, I am actually getting, if there's like an activity like the burpees or the plank or the crunches, I'm actually getting them done. And then I'm just doing whatever else on top of that. I really have to get back on my bike though.
You should have joined the Feisty Winter Cycling Program. So I was going to tell you guys, so we have the Feisty Winter Cycling Program. It's been going for like 2 weeks now. And a few of us, like behind the scenes and staff, like loaded the program into our Training Peaks just so we could see how it worked. But I was not intending to do it because I like have my own training. And our customer service girl loaded it so she could understand like how it was working. But she plays hockey. Like she wasn't planning to like buy a bike and start doing it. The red boxes in Training Peaks are really stressing her out now.
No red boxes in my program. Green all the way.
She's like, I could see why our athletes get so anxious. And I was like, yeah, it's very stressful.
So Kelly, are you actually doing the training or are you tipping away?
Well, I'm not doing our indoor cycling program because I don't ride the bike inside anymore. Like I am not, I'm not a professional triathlete anymore. I do not need to ride the trainer. I am like trying to build back up for my racing in the spring plan, but I still can't use my shoulder for swimming.
Oh.
I know. So that's been challenging.
Lots of red boxes and Training Peaks then.
Yeah, if you only like, I can't like because I crashed my mountain bike 2 months ago. I think I've mentioned. And so it's just like taking forever, like random things. I like can't swim still. I'm like, oh.
Have you been going to a PT?
Well, they said I had to just give it some time to heal first because it was like a little before I could start doing exercises. So you're just, but then
motion is lotion though. Motion is lotion.
But then you randomly like pick up a kid or pull a curtain closed, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, so painful.
Well, did I talk to you since I went to do gymnastics? I think I told you last week I was going to gymnastics. So Katie, oh my word, I could not do a forward roll when I landed into the gymnastics gym on Friday afternoon. Almost to the point that, the way Kimball almost had a meltdown in his less than 800 meters to go. I thought I may as well just leave now because I can't do a forward roll. By the end of the hour of the session, I did a somersault on the trampoline. I absolutely loved the gymnastics. So much fun. I was like being a child. And when you're swimming, when you are able to swim, Kelly, and you nail something where like you're 1 second faster or something just clicks, that rarely happens for me in swimming. But in gymnastics, oh my word, every single thing I did, I was like, I could do it. I could do it. I was like a child. I really was. My inner child was out. I was squealing in happiness. And definitely worth trying gymnastics. I really loved it. I think I'm actually going to try adult gymnastics in January.
I was going to say, there's like a lot of, obviously we do a lot of like menopause education and women's health education. And there's a lot to be said for trying to learn a new skill like later in life. It like triggers things in your brain. Oh. It like rewires the same stuff when you were like learning something as a kid. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay, because gymnastics is like such an interesting skill to do when you're older, because when you're a kid it's just so like watching the kids just like go and do things, you're like, yeah, whatever. And then now because of Kimball, I'm also rolling around on the floor and doing things where I'm like, geez, like what the heck, like my body does not want to do any of these.
It was like they put me like a wedge, like it's like a wedge of whatever it is, wedge of foam, that's what the word is. And she's like, just put your hands down and look to your legs. And I was like, this isn't going to happen. And then eventually I did it, and then she's like, okay, do it on the ground. I was like, that definitely isn't going to happen. But we ended up on like I did the beam and the bars and all the different tips and tricks, but we ended up on like it's like a trampoline, but it's called a fast track, and it's a long tumbling track or a bouncing track. Once I got on that, I was like an absolute child, like, because you could feel the bounce over. So we did that, and then I was flying on the air track. And then when they put me on the trampoline, I just couldn't get the coordination of all the bits. And in the end, it was like, okay, Joanne, just bounce down and jump up. I was like, you want me to bounce on my hands and then jump up? Like, this isn't going to happen. Oh, I loved it. And then the forward roll, he was like, come on, bounce on your hands and knees. Stop putting your knees down first, put your hands down first. I was like, I'm going to break my wrist, dude. He's like, you're not. And then as soon as you kind of get out of your head, it was just the most exhilarating experience. So, I think I'm definitely hooked.
All right.
So, what does Simone Biles call it? The twisties? Did you ever call the twisties? Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, no, we did not.
Do you think Joanne got so advanced that all of a sudden then she got inflicted with the pro gymnast mental challenge.
Well, I would argue that the pro gymnasts don't have it all the time, and the non-pro gymnasts have it all the time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But do you know what I thought was quite interesting actually was, and maybe it's something I might look at for the coming year, is to like try a new activity or sport once every month.
Yeah.
So like try something new that I haven't done, or maybe like something I have done but haven't done it as an adult.
I think it's a great idea. I think you should let us know how this goes. It's going to be your challenge, like how Katie has a challenge now. It's going to be your
Katie, like how Katie's just every challenge just passes me by.
I feel like that comment should just be scrubbed.
Okay.
Edit out. Anyway, we digress.
I know. Let's get back. All right. So we are going to we're going to close out the show with our like triathlon gift holiday recommendations. But first, let's talk about there's still triathlon happening, guys. So this past weekend, we had a number of races actually. And Katie, I feel like I was texting you. Explain this women's cup, not World Cup, because it actually was Continental Cup points, but it was a women's cup in Dubai.
Yeah, I actually don't know if I can explain it too much more than just exactly what you said. It's a first women's only triathlon cup that there's ever been. And in that way, it's monumental. I mean, it's interesting in Dubai because like typically the Middle East, it wouldn't be women's only.
Sure.
So that was a big aspect of it. I think just the time of the year, it wasn't so prescribed. There weren't very many athletes in the race, but we had Gwen Jorgensen racing. It was her first race back from injury, and I know like she wasn't 100% going into it, but I think one of the things I saw that she'd commented about was just how brave it is to go into a race like when you know you're not 100% and because you're putting yourself kind of out there for everyone. And I'd agree, like it's really hard. I know we won't get to this until a little bit later, but we were talking about with Ash Gentle racing after just announcing that she'd had a miscarriage, and like going into a race in these like whether you're coming back from injury or like not comparing the two, but just saying both are not
right, like knowing
setting
you're not
you up to be in the right. Like headspace or physical space. So I think both of them are being very brave athletes,
especially like you're saying for those pros, those like big names where you know everybody's watching you. Like Joanne and I go into races unprepared all the time, but if you're like if you're a Gwen or an Ashley, it's like a different kind of level to like know that you're gonna try.
But like look at Taylor and Lucy coming back from Kona and stepping on the start in Marbella. I mean, people probably expected them to fail following what happened in Kona. Oh, they're not recovered enough. They're not this, that, and the other. And, you know, the expectation on them is just so high. So you can imagine how difficult it was for Gwen to get on that start line knowing, you know, maybe she wasn't in the best shape that she would have liked to have been.
And to that point, like it can go both ways.
Yeah.
Like you can come into races like super unprepared or in like a weird headspace, and like you can end up having things go super well and surprising yourself. And regardless, I think there's no better place to just like you just start like and you see what happens.
And it was so Gwen ended up 6th. It was won by Valentina Rizova, one of the neutral Russian athletes. I guess they're technically independent neutral athletes from Russia, which is always like a weird, that's what AIN stands for people who are looking at results and don't know what that stands for. It stands for authorized independent neutral athlete. So interesting. As the Olympics come up, in case you were wondering, that is what that means. Yeah. And then we had a couple 70.3s, obviously here in California. I feel like it used to be called Indian Wells. Now they're calling it La Quinta. They're two towns that are like next to each other, so it could be either one, but now we're calling it La Quinta. And I heard, like race morning, I heard that, a golf cart backed into the pro racks and a bunch of the women's bikes just got, like brakes got broken, wheels got broken, things. Jackie Herring's bike, I gather, had some issues. Not in great shape.
I think with Steph Clutterbuck's bike as well get injured. I think I saw a post on that as well. Oh gosh. I mean, that's really tough as well because you're psyched up for another race. It's late in the season and then something completely random happens. But I think Steph actually did get to race in the end. I'm not sure.
Jackie got 4th. Steph raced. I think Carolyn was the one I like heard it from. So like people, I think people like let people wheels, you know, but it was kind of a mess. Big news though was Kristen Casper, first 70.3, and she won, which was awesome. These Olympians, once they Once they try the 70.3s, man.
It is
Well,
crazy.
Yeah.
And she's another one who she's coming back from like hip surgery. And she raced at the World and she was like 24th, but then she raced at Florianopolis at the World Cup and she was 4th there, which was really like, I thought it was really impressive. So then to also be racing Indian Wells and win there. I mean,
I'm wondering
if
she's like, I don't know what her plans are for at all. Like, I don't know. But I wonder if she's planning to do more 70.3s now that she's got the bug.
It's so hard though, because this is also when Olympic qualification is starting. So, I mean, I think it's going to be super interesting to see how these athletes who like this year, they're doing a lot of both or like dabbling in both, whether they have to dial it in a little bit more, because for Olympic qualification, I mean, you really have to like start focusing on like getting points. And I know Kirsten has to do that anyways, because she hasn't raced in so long that she's pretty far down the points list.
I just don't even know. I know her husband announced he was retired. He's in our wave of retirements and they're like moving to Arizona. So it's like, who knows? I don't know what anyone's plans are anymore. Everybody's changing everything. It's crazy.
Well, now I don't know if this is just a big year for retirement or whether you've just made me more aware of it, because now I'm like, everybody's
Rachel
retiring.
Clammer announced her retirement. Kate Beth
and Richard, they did a dual one.
Did.
Very sweet.
Kate Beth.
I know, but I definitely feel like we have a lot of people retiring this year. 2025 is going to be remembered as the year of retirement.
Maybe it just like hit what's it, like a dominoes, right? And people like, normally people wouldn't announce, but now it's just like everyone's announcing. Like Kate Bethvekla, I can never say Bethvekla. I say it terrible. She announced her retirement after Western Australia. Ironman Western Australia was this weekend too. And so she also had like a 20-year career. So I just feel like everybody. It's just everybody.
But maybe like if you kind of look at the statistics of those athletes, like what sort of age ranges are the athletes? Like, are they coming up to a point where it's time for retirement?
That would mean I was old, Joanne. They're all my
you are old.
age.
You are not old.
No, I actually, as you were saying it, and as I was like, no, that can't be right. I was like, oh yeah, okay. I guess we're like almost 40.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So it's not like they're really, 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 really old retiring, Katie, or really, 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 really young retiring. They're all within like a certain age band, we'll say.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think like Dee kind of mentioned last week, like the pro environment, pro scene, pro racing has really, really changed in the last, like post-pandemic, right? I was going to say last 3 to 5 years. But, so I feel like that may be why like people made it through an Olympic cycle, or they made it through, the first round of Kona and like whatever. They made it through a thing or two they wanted still to do. And now they're like, look, it's a different fucking game now. Like time to do something else.
But I see both sides. Like I see athletes continuing a lot longer, and maybe that's also why you're seeing a lot of retirements, is just because the ages, I think it's still like you're saying, there's this group of ages that is similar to retire right now, but also athletes are just retiring a lot later than what they would have, I think, before, just because I feel like there's more opportunity too, but also it is more competitive. So it's kind of like two things happening.
And then I guess there's this side of it, like where the athletes want to retire on their terms and not maybe go another year or 2 years and then end the season early and have all these goals. And then you have the disappointment of like, I didn't get to achieve those final things I wanted to do. But if I retire now, I'm happy with what I've achieved. Maybe I'm completely off the mark with that. But I guess being able to retire on your own terms is better than being forced out through injury or illness or something.
Sure.
Well, the nice thing is you can always come out of retirement.
You can.
That is true.
Like that NFL quarterback guy. This is probably not news to Joanne. And actually, I don't know if Katie follows the NFL. But there's this guy who just came, like he's like 44. He's like a grandpa. He just came out of retirement and is on like the practice roster for, I don't remember who. But
in Irish context, we had Kelly Harrington, who is our Olympic champion, and she announced her retirement last year, and she fought last week, and I think she might be thinking about coming back for LA.
Yeah, there you go.
Lindsey Vonn,
Isn't
Lindsey Vonn?
Lindsey Vonn, I think is probably going to make the Olympics, given just like rankings and stat. There you go.
I see Katie Severis coming out of retirement to do her first Ironman.
Ironman. No, Joanne.
70.3.
Not Ironman. You can add some numbers in front of it.
All right, the other Olympian though. So we Indian Wells, La Quinta, Kristen Casper. Watch out for her. I think depending on what she decides to do. The other Olympian this past weekend though, Bahrain 70.3. Georgia Taylor Brown put down the fastest 70.3 time on record ever. And I'm going to get this right, 3:51.19. Now, this caused a whole like controversy in the Feisty Triathlon comments because like, what is the fastest ever? Because at first, if you Google this, you get that she broke Danielle Osri from 2018. And this is why you should never listen to ChatGPT or AI, because that is incorrect. And the actual record that she broke was Taylor Nibbs from 2 years ago. But then you're like, and then apparently Solveig also went faster than that. But the one Solveig went faster at, we all consider to be short on the course. So then it becomes like, what courses count? How are they measured? Do we keep records in triathlon? And then I was just like, oh my God, I just threw up my hands this weekend.
I think it's irrelevant. I'm saying this I also at one time, don't know if I still hold it, had the fastest like draft legal Olympic distance on Yokohama. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like really proud of myself for it, but also knowing the times I think in general don't really mean much when you're just looking overall, like she's the fastest it ever went. But I think the trend is kind of interesting, just in the sense of like a lot of times this year, haven't we heard like
the fastest
they went the fastest on the courses, like and by a significant amount. And obviously, like, I don't know, equipment changes, shoe changes, athletes triathlon just being a relatively new sport, it's just going to keep getting faster.
But I think they've changed most of the time. Definitely know the Ironman talk about world best.
Yeah, they don't talk about records. Yeah,
they don't talk about records because, like, you could have, the course could be slightly short or slightly long in somewhere, or there could be a longer transition or a shorter transition in certain races. And actually, when I was looking up the Georgia Taylor Brown time, I was getting a thing where it says that Bahrain was slightly shorter on the bike course.
Bahrain is like known for being short and fast. Like the records are always set there. But then it's like, is it just fast? Is it a little short? Do they just, I don't know, right? Like, why are records always set at Roth? Like, there's a lot of reasons. So,
well, can I just say I hold 2 Irish cycling records, and I'm not going to let anybody take those away from me. So I hold them with our cycling team. We have the Race Around Ireland record, the Irish record for cycling 2,500 kilometers around Ireland. And then we also hold a record for the fastest time around Donegal, which is the hilliest county in Ireland, 555 kilometers in 19 hours of cycling. So records, I'm all about them, but obviously if the courses are different, very hard to hold a record. But one of those races is gone now, so we definitely will forever hold
You'll be the record holder forever and ever. Nice. I hold the record at a race that no longer exists, and so I will be the record holder forever and ever. There you go.
Yeah, those records have stood for nearly 10 years. 2017 and 2018. I'm holding on to them nice and tightly.
I will say a lot of people, so if you come from a lot of people, running's bigger. People understand running records and they understand like 10K marathon, and they understand the concept that those are certified courses. Like, we know how far that distance is. The concept that doesn't exist in triathlon, like there is no certification of courses in triathlon. There is no like checking to make sure it was exactly 40K or exactly 112 miles. Like, that's not a thing, and people have a really hard time understanding that. Like, it's just there is no check, there is no certification, there is no like verifying how far the distances are.
Well, I wouldn't say there isn't.
I'm not saying the race directors don't.
I would say so with the racing, to have a permit for road running and road racing, you have to have it specifically.
Right. There's like a very specific way they certify. They get out there with like the rolly thing and they measure it exactly. Yeah. But that's not a thing they do in triathlon. That does not exist in triathlon. No.
And even in World Triathlon, there's like a time for the coaches to like go wheel the course themselves just to see how, like, what the distance is. So, I mean, yeah. And they'll be like, oh, it was pretty much spot on, or whatever, meters off.
Right. Now,
doesn't matter.
Speaking of records and Olympians, can we just take a moment to appreciate what Alex Yee did in Valencia at the weekend?
Right. So
we can say that's fast.
Oh my
Very good.
God.
So Alex, she ran a 2:06 marathon in Valencia. Speaking of like certified marathon courses, it's a certified course. It is a fast course. It is known for being a fast course, but that's still the second fastest time ever by a British runner behind Mo Farah, which is crazy.
And it's only his second ever marathon.
Mm-hmm.
And he's
In
what,
London, he was like
27?
disappointed,
Mhm.
and this is like quite good.
Do you know his brother ran it with him too? I didn't realize he ran like a 2:40 something. Yeah.
I just saw his brother with the half and half mustache. I was like,
But isn't that insane?
It is insane. I've heard a lot of people being like, oh, is he going to go after the marathon or triathlon in LA? And I am here. I'm putting my money down. He's going after his second gold in the triathlon, guys. Like, I think he's going triathlon. I get it. It's all like, oh, but he could. No, he's going triathlon. Like, I'm going to put my bets on this.
But marathon is always last.
I know. People are like,
right?
could he do both? And I'm like, I don't think he's a guy who, I think he wants to win another gold medal.
Plus, maybe he was just taking a year off from, taking the break, getting the miles in the legs, maybe wanting to have a stronger run coming into LA. And this is the perfect time to put those miles into the legs. And now, let's see what happens. I think Olympics.
I mean, I think he can do whatever he wants. I'm just saying my bet is
triathlon.
I think it'll be really interesting to see like this next year. So
if he pulls a Gwen and is like, my heart calls me to the marathon.
I don't feel like he wouldn't do triathlon. I just wonder if he would try to see if he could do both. But I also think even now he's kind of seen with his focus on the marathon how much like his triathlon has been impacted in the sense of like when he did race like the level, he was like, oh, okay, like I see where I'm at when my focuses are kind of split. But
see, that's what I think. I don't
know.
think he's gonna like want to give up that, like split that focus and give up that gold medal possibility. So.
I hope not, because he's such a good rep for triathlon.
Yeah, he's great. We love him. But he ran Valencia. I also want to. Do you guys? Melindy Elmore, Canadian runner. Then she was a pro triathlete for a while. Then she went back to running. She also ran in Valencia. I'm only calling this out because she's like 42 and she ran, or 45, and she ran like a 2:24, which is crazy. So the triathletes, they can get it done. Any other races? Joanne, you want to say Western Australia happened this weekend too? Yeah.
Yes, it did. And actually, I want to give a shout out to Bex Milne, who is the coach to Cameron Main, who won Western Australia on his debut. And he also won Ironman 70.3 Kanaka Haste back in August. But yeah, on debut, took the win at Western Australia. And his coach is Bex from the UK. So big shout out to Bex and to Cameron this week on that phenomenal result. And he had a great race.
I feel like Western Australia ended up being all these debuts because Lottie Wilms won. But then in second was Kate Curran, this was her first ever Ironman. In third was Anne-Sophie. And it was her first ever Ironman. So I was just like, is this just where everybody, did I like miss the memo? Were we all supposed to make our debuts in Bustleton? Apparently.
I don't know. Maybe people were going out for Christmas. Little extended break before Christmas,
But yeah, Kate Curran, good for her. She went 8:30 too in her first ever, which is like solid.
Hate indoor training? We have great news. We have partnered with Wahoo to offer you a special deal on the Wahoo Kicker Run, a treadmill that will convert even the most diehard treadmill haters. Wahoo, the same company that revolutionized indoor cycling training, has literally broken the treadmill mold with this machine. With its special run-free mode, you can just hop on it and run. It naturally adjusts the pace as you do, just like you would outdoors. Speed up, slow down, it moves with you as you do. It can also simulate the terrain by subtly tilting the angle from side to side, so again you feel like you're really running, not locked into an unnatural pace or place. Or you can lock it in or even program workouts, so it does put you through your training paces, including both inclines and declines. And it's stunningly quiet, even when you're humming along full tilt. Even if you love training outdoors, the Kicker Run is a game changer for year-round training. No more trying to navigate ice-covered roads, awful weather, or worrying about going out in the dark. We love it, and we think you will too, so check it out. Click the link in the show notes and use the code Feisty, all caps, one word, FEISTY, to get a free Headwind Smart Fan valued at $300 with the purchase of a Wahoo Kicker Run. That's code Feisty to get a free fan when you purchase a Wahoo Kicker Run. We will drop a link in the show notes to make it a snap. And right now, Wahoo is running a massive sale of 25% off the Wahoo Kicker Run. So click that link and get yours today.
Hey Feisties, Sarah Gross here. We are so excited to be back with you here on our new, shiny, Feisty Triathlon podcast. Thank you for listening. I am so glad you're here. I want to tell you about one of the Feisty team's favorite recovery products, Previnex's Neurify Plus. I use the chocolate flavor myself every day to support my strength training. At Feisty, we only support brands that our team uses and products that deliver results we have seen for ourselves. Previnex's Neurify Plus is one of the best tasting plant-based and vegan shakes I've tried, and trust me, I've tried a lot. It contains balanced protein, carbs, and fat with comprehensive, high-quality micronutrients to help fuel your health. It also contains probiotics and digestive enzymes, so it's super easy to digest and doesn't give you that bloaty, gassy kind of effect that other protein products can produce. Unlike most supplement brands, Previnex tests everything with pharmaceutical-grade precision, and they also offer a 100% money-back guarantee. So try Neurify Plus or any Previnex product today, and you get 15% off your first order with the code FEISTYTRY at Previnex.com. That's FEISTYTRY for 15% off at Previnex.com. The link will be, as always, in the show notes.
Race coming up this weekend, T100 Qatar, which I always
Qatar,
like.
yeah, that was
because people who are Arabic fluent say it differently, but we're gonna screw it up if we try. So Qatar, I was correct last week in saying that it's basically down to Kate Waugh, Julie Derron, Lucy Charles-Barclay. Whoever wins. Like there's like if Kate gets second, then Lucy and Julie have to both be off the podium in order for, like, there's all these complicated scenarios, but basically whoever of the three wins.
Is the winner.
Is the winner.
It doesn't matter where the other two finish then.
No. Whoever wins. If none of them win, then it becomes more complicated. Like if Ashley Gentle upsets all of them, or Georgia Taylor Brown upsets all, then it becomes more complicated. But whoever wins out of the three of them wins.
And is Georgia definitely going to Qatar after winning in Bahrain?
I believe so.
Wow.
She's doing everything.
She's doing everything this year, yeah.
Insane.
Round the clock. There, my right now, Paula was a question mark, Paula Finley, but she is there, and her bike finally showed up, I believe. That was a question mark. Ash Gentle.
Has her injury healed after Marbella? Because she had a hip niggle.
I think this is part of why she said she was a question mark, because she wasn't sure if she was going to be able to like do enough run training to like really make it through. But she's there, so she's going to give it a go. Ash Gentle, like we mentioned, just shared that she miscarried this week at like 7 weeks, but she still got on her flight to go race in Dubai, which has got to be rough. It's got to be tough.
And then also Josh retired after Patagonia Man in Chile as well. So it's been a bit of a roller coaster for those guys. So I hope they're doing okay.
Yeah. I hope she has fun in Dubai, right? I hope or Qatar. Sorry, I said Dubai. Qatar. Because I know like a lot of the athletes, like when they go to the races, they all get to see each other, right? It's like seeing your friends. And so hopefully everybody like, is there to support her.
Yeah, and then that's what I was going to say. I feel like the triathlon community is like really good at rallying, and T100 probably, like, I've never done a T100 race, but I would imagine that group of people would really be there for her and like be able to just support, Yeah.
And then you have Lucy Byron coming back as well after her partner Sam passing away. I think we mentioned that last week. And Imogen Simmons is back as well.
And then other names, we have Taylor Spivey race. I think this is also her last race of the Wild Whirlwind year. And Jess Learmonth.
Yeah.
And Holly Lawrence.
So it's a good race.
It's a good race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good start list.
Yeah.
And it like actually is, the men's race is a little bit more like Hayden Wild has to do badly in order not to win. For anyone else to win, he has to be like off the podium. But the women's race is very much up in the air. Like,
well, that's what I was thinking when you were talking about like the what if situations. It's like they could be all off the podium.
they
Like,
could, yeah. But I think in their heads they're like, win and I win, right? Like I just have to win and I win. So because you told us before, right, Katie, that you guys don't do all the math. You're just like, I just need to go out there and win.
Well, I hope everyone will be
because
able
you're
to
not
do.
really going to race it differently. And if you are in a, it's when I would say it's the middle of racing when things aren't going your way that you're like starting to be like, well, where am I? And like you start like counting a bit more.
Sure.
Because
I was going to say there, I hope all the athletes are able to do their maths for this race.
And they can count because it is 6 laps.
Mic drop.
6 laps again, I believe, in Qatar. So
but I always feel like T100 messed it up, or like there was some miscommunication, some mess ups. They won't mess it.
Oh, no.
This will be the clearest.
If anybody starts an extra lap, there's gonna be like a T100 staff member like chasing them down.
Yeah. I think this is the one where everybody's really going to have it dialed.
Yeah. T100 also announced their schedule for next year, which you can see like on their website and on their Instagram. And it is rotating, like, you know, the men are in San Francisco, the women are in London. There's not just Qatar and Dubai, there's a Saudi Arabia race too. So there's a bunch of Middle East races now.
Wow.
Which is interesting.
Yeah. Have you heard like what athletes think about this splitness? I haven't like really talked to anyone about it.
I think there's like kind of like 2 mindsets, right? One is like from a realistic logistical standpoint, the athletes were like, we are over racing. So I think they recognize that like they needed less races. So they like that on that side, I think they appreciate it and get it and are like, yes, I need less races. There are too many races. On the marketing side, I think they are a little split in terms of like it is easier to market when you have everybody, you know what I mean?
There. Yeah.
But you know, they were too many races this year. Like the athletes were flying too much. Like I think they were just like, this is nuts. Like, how do we do this?
So my event management brain is kind of going like, how many women and how many men are they going to have now racing at these events? Because
same number. They're going to have the same 20.
So they're going to put on these massive races for 20 athletes.
No, they're really Joanne, they're really an age group racing company now. Did you get the memo?
But like that's on the next day, is it? Like the age group race will be on the next day and the pro race will be on the day before potentially, like they've done in the past.
Yeah, I think there's mixed. Like London, they're not actually putting on a pro race. It's actually the WTCS in London, and there is no T100 pro race. And then T100 is just putting on the age group race there. So, and then like San Francisco here, they're like, that's actually Alcatraz. Alcatraz is putting on the age group race, and then they're just doing like this little men's pro race like in the morning the day before, right? So like I think there's like a bunch of things that are going to be quirky and weird, or like the Dubai event is obviously part of this whole big festival where they do that big like 5K. So I think there's a lot of elements here where like the pro thing is certainly not their primary focus in every situation anymore.
Because I'm like, how can you shut down a city for 20 athletes? Because that's what they'll be doing. They'll be shutting down a city.
Well, that's why they do loops.
Athletes.
They don't really shut down the whole city. They shut down, you know, a 5K loop.
Yeah, but you're still closing roads. You're still having like implications for cities that are going to cause trouble for local residents or people pissed off. And then the next day, you've got all these age group athletes that are doing the race. I just find it strange that they would split it in the way that they're doing it with only 20 athletes. I mean,
I don't think it's going to operate the same way they did this year. Like, I think there are some operational changes they're making. I also think there's a reason that like 4 of their events are in the Mideast now, right? Because they are being paid a lot of money to come and put on these festivals. So, you know, like the notion, like the way they started with like, we're going to do things in like a city center in London or San Francisco or Miami. Like, I don't think that's really what they're doing as much anymore now. So we'll see. We'll see.
Watch this space, I guess.
Watch this space. I mean, them and Super Tri, everybody's just getting into the age group racing business. So Super Tri had an announcement too, where I kind of expect us to see changes to their racing as well. Read between the lines. Unless Katie knows something. secret here.
No, but I do expect there to be changes as well.
Yeah.
Manifesting.
Yeah.
What was the word that was most used on this podcast 2025 since Katie and I joined? Katie, do you want to say the word?
Is it manifesting or oops?
I think they're equal.
So, but T100 you can watch this weekend. I think in Europe you actually are in a good time zone, right, to watch it?
Yeah, we should be. I think so. Yeah, hopefully.
Oh.
I'm on my holidays. I'm finished
You
work
should,
now.
yeah,
So what
there
I'm
you go.
doing
Just
is
hang
like
out.
watching triathlon on TV, studying for next year.
Studying for next, you got to study up because next week we are going to do I want your favorite picks of the year. But before we finish up today's episode with our gift guide picks, I do want to give a shout out. We didn't talk about it last week because the official announcement came after we recorded. But TriDot and Mark Allen's big push to get more women into triathlon. They launched this program for a year of free TriDot coaching. They're going to have like webinars. Feisty is probably going to help out with a few of the webinars and some experts. They filled up so quickly with 500 people. They extended it to 1,000. And then I was told today they've already filled up 1,000 and they have a wait list now. So
Wow.
That's a lot of
There's
women.
an appetite there. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So hopefully, I mean, I don't know that it's going to like solve all the systemic structural problems, but it'll, give women some support, get them into a race, get them at a start line.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it'll be cool to see, like, because I wonder how many people actually have coaches or like follow a program. So
like the actual
just to have
stats
the
are
opportunity
that most people do not, which is always like
Yeah.
kind of crazy. They're like chat GPTing programs.
But then if you're in a tri club and you've got a coach attached to your tri club, do you really need to have a coach through Training Peaks or an online coach? I think it depends on your level.
I don't know that everybody is attached to a tri club with a coach.
That's what I was thinking. Here it's not as common.
It's not a thing. Like, I mean, it is a thing, but it's not.
Yeah. Definitely over here, there's a lot of people are in triathlon clubs. And so like in the week, there's structured training. So may not be specific to what you need if you were training for an Ironman or 70.3 or whatever your goal is. But like certainly you'd have coached swim sessions. So you have a coach there on the track. You have a coached run session. They set the session. But if you're racing a marathon in a couple of weeks' time, they'll tailor the session for you, or they'll suggest you do something different. Like the bike is slightly different because we're cycling on the roads here, but there's an option for like turbo training classes and different things. So I think definitely the culture in the UK and Ireland is to be in a tri club as opposed to unless you're headed for a big goal.
It's an interesting question because like clubs clubs definitely exist and clubs were really, really big here. Like USAT will tell you like that was I think they fell off some during the pandemic.
Or I feel like it's not as structured during the week. Like I think people are still they're in triathlon clubs, but it's more like you go to a race, you're wearing the same.
Or they have like
kit.
it's like on Saturdays we do a long ride together. Like it's or you know what I mean? Like there's 2 workouts a week.
But then in the States, is it different? Like, so our clubs are voluntary run. They're like funded through the membership and stuff like that. But then if you look at some of the clubs, and maybe they're not clubs, but like say the Cupcake Cartel, is that a club or is it like a commercial entity that provides coaches and you join the club, but it's not volunteer led? It's actually somebody at the top.
Yeah, that's for sure. That is for sure a business. That is for sure a business model that you'll see around here where like there is a coach or a group of coaches and you pay in to be part of that group. It's usually not like as expensive. And then you get, joint workouts, group workouts. Like LA Tri Club's a really, really big one that does this, and you sign it, you like pay in to be like, we're all going to do this race together. We're all going to be on this program together. We're going to do group workouts together. But then, like you're saying, it is more of a business. There are obviously volunteer ones, but they, like Katie's saying, kind of tend to be more like, we have a Tuesday night track workout and a Saturday long ride, and then we just like go out for beers. Like it's more like a
yeah.
Like,
it's a different structure really over there than it is over here. Now you would have some of those kind of clubs over here. So I'm just thinking like Passion Fit and Total Tri Training, and some of those that are in the UK would be more like the American model, like the Cupcake Cartel or Everyman Jack or some of those guys.
I think they vary. I mean, I was in a lot of clubs. I was in different, not a lot, but in different clubs kind of coming up through. And I don't even think those exist anymore. And I think that was a pandemic. Like the ones I belong to, like, do not exist anymore. And I think that was a pandemic thing for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know, Katie.
I don't have that much experience just from what I've like even seen on the junior side of things. It's like they have like group coaching sometimes, but they're not getting like a whole plan for their training. And so some people might have like on a club and also have an individual coach. I don't feel like there's that many that are giving out
Full training plans, no.
full training plans, but also really limited view here. So I'm sure our Feisty. Like,
Yeah, I will. It is definitely what's the word? A barrier for women to like fully know how to train. Like how do I get from here to the start line of my Ironman? And so for sure, like that is one of the barriers. So like providing coaching, again, like I don't think it's going to solve all the barriers, but it will help some women for sure. Because even when we do Feisty programs, we do a lot with cycling programs. It is like, I would need it. Like, how do I get from here to there? All these questions, webinars, group rides, and a training plan. So
Regular listeners of Feisty podcasts will not be surprised to learn that for decades, running shoes have been researched, tested, and designed for men. Brands have relied on the shrink it and pink it approach to sell male shoes to female customers. But women's feet differ from men's in numerous ways. We have increased toe splay, higher arches, a more narrow heel, a lower ankle bone, upward angled toenails, and a rounded instep that is smaller in circumference. And because of all those differences, that is why we need HEDAs. HEDAs has unlocked the science behind women's biomechanics through dedicated research and creates running shoes specifically designed for women. So that means a lower heel collar to reduce rubbing on women's ankle bones, plate design to provide heel stability and to decelerate foot impact, rounded instep creating a snug fit through the middle to match the curvature of a woman's foot. Every feature is designed to give you more power and less problems. Breathability that lets your feet breathe easily mile after mile, plus fast drying tech that doesn't allow sweat to slow you down, adaptive stretch that molds to your foot like it was made just for you. I personally have been running in HEDAs for over 2 years, and from the first time I tried them, I knew that there was something different. They really felt like they were made for me. The shoes are super light but provide good cushioning, and they really support my very high arches. I honestly didn't think I would notice the difference after running for so many years in male model shoes, but I really did. So, try HEDAs for yourself today. Go to hedas.com and use the code STAYFEISTY for 20% off. That is Stay Feisty for 20% off at hedas.com. The link will, as always, be in the show notes.
Okay, so that kind of segues us nicely into the final portion of today's show, which is to talk about presents for triathletes at Christmas. So, what are we thinking, girls? What would you like to see stuffed in your Christmas stocking on Christmas Day?
Well, I put a Christmas list together for my OXO athletes. I did, because one of them asked for it, and when I like put the list down, I was like, well, this might be multiple Christmases, like a decade of Christmases. Triathlon is an expensive sport. But I was saying like even like gift cards to like their local bike shop. That way you can kind of see like you're supporting local, but also getting what you need. For our athletes, I also say grocery gift cards. And then now because we're in the winter, I'm like the winter gear.
Oh my God. I was going to say winter. It's been weirdly cold here for a while. And I'm all about right now. Fleece bib tights are like the biggest luxury for cycling.
Fleece bib tights, I'd be sweating like
no. You think you don't want them? You're like, no, I can just put on leg warmers. I don't need these. But I've never regretted wearing them. Yeah.
Between being prepared for the outdoor elements and not. I remember when I first got into triathlon, I was in Syracuse and I was doing like a ride with my coach, and I think I was wearing like shorts and like a short sleeve bib, and I can remember being so cold. I was like sticking my fingers like up my bib shorts to like try and keep them warm. So I would say like nice gloves would be and toes.
gloves.
It's like your gloves, your hands and your feet.
The merino wool socks is always a good choice because they
Yes.
they help keep your toes warm.
This is coming from also going with Kelly. I hate riding inside. So anybody who just like thrives in the winter indoors probably is like, what? We don't need that. But
Fair point. Yeah, I will. Like, this is like Joanne was trying to get us to pick stocking stuffers, but I'm going to tell you, I was for a long time like, I don't need, a long sleeve bike jersey. I don't need like long bib tights because you could just wear leg warmers or arm warmers or like what? Like this is and someone gave me some a couple years ago, and it is such a big difference. So I would say, and it feels like a luxury. It feels ridiculous, but long sleeve jersey, long bib shorts, bib tights. Excellent.
I'm surprised you're not more on board with this. You're like in the UK.
Yeah.
I'm you can just layer up. It doesn't have to. It's the fleece lining I'm worried about. I mean, I think I'd prefer the fleece lining on my leggings when I come home and put the fire down and have a hot water bottle or a fleece blanket.
She's also in Southern California, remember?
Me? Oh no, I'm in Northern California.
Oh no, you're northern.
And we have had a cold spell, and it has been like 40 degrees for like weeks, and it is terrible.
Okay, so tell me 40 degrees in my temperature.
It's like 8 or 9, 10.
I went running in shorts and a long sleeve top this
I did
afternoon.
too, but biking is very not fun. I did not regress the fleece bibs.
Biking is different.
Yeah.
Okay, so then,
all right.
so then some fun things like
I journal.
A journal, but that's kind of like serious as well, though, isn't it?
No, it's not. Well, okay. A plug. Never been sponsored and still not sponsored, but has been my Christmas present from my sister for like a decade now, is the Passion Planner journal. Huge fan.
Now, is that for triathlon or for something else, Katie, the Passion Planner?
Everything. It fits all realms of life.
All realms of life.
And it's goal setting. It really like maps it out. It has the week. It has the month.
Interesting.
Really keeps you on deck.
Okay, the Passion Planner.
Okay.
Kelly, have we got any feisty programs?
I was gonna say. Well, now I was stuck, Joanne, trying to think if I have goal setting fun things. I am also a big fan of like the little fun jewelry that is like swim resistant. You know what I mean? And there's a couple of athletes that have done kind of collabs that raise money then for, like Jessie Diggins does one for Protect Our Winners. Kate Courtney's done one for like the little girls mountain biking group. So I like those. Those are fun. And then Feisty we have a bunch of little like merch. If you're looking for, because I'm in a winter mood, a good sweatshirt. It says Watch Women's Sports sweatshirt. We also have Strong and Feisty tanks, but that's really more for summer. So I've been going with my sweatshirt, my nice Watch Women's Sports.
To go with your fleece lined bib shorts.
Right, exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
And socks are always fun.
Definitely. Socks are always good. And like headbands. And especially like when you're living in Ireland or the UK and it's really dark at night, it's a bit cold, you can get some of this body light gear. It's made for runners, but actually it's really good for if you're even running on the streets where the street lighting, but you're seen by the cars, you're seen by the trucks, which is obviously very important, but it's very funky looking gear as well. And I did actually pick up a Shox race belt in Hawaii. So I think that's a pretty cool, a race belt's a nice kind of little thing for Christmas. And also for an athlete who plans to do a lot of running or racing next year, it's like a little medal holder. Where you can hang little medals.
Oh, that's cute.
And I think that's kind of cute as well. And you can actually get ones where people's name are on it, or you can even get a mug with your favorite face on it. So there's loads of different things.
On that, what I did a couple of years ago when we were like testing different gift guides for Triathlete, you can send in like old race t-shirts and they made a little quilt of, because if you have so many race t-shirts that you don't wear some of them, they made a little quilt. It was very cute. It was fleece backed, Joanne. So
you're really getting into the fleece thing here. I'm thinking more sparkling. I'm thinking sparkling gifts for this year. Just so you know.
I'm on the cozy fleece side of things, like 100%.
Girls, what age are you?
Give me a blanket, give me a sweatshirt, some socks.
Blankets, sweatshirts, socks. Well, I was going to say, one of the little tricks that we learned over here was to put tinfoil. So this is not a gift thing, but this is like, and maybe you guys do this over in the States. Tinfoil toes. So you put tinfoil over your socks before you put them into your cycling shoes. Your toes try and stay nice and warm and they don't get too wet, from the tri shoes. And then the other thing is, if you don't have fleece lined bibs, we get a lot of free newspapers over here. So you take the free newspaper and you stuff it down inside your top.
There you go.
So that when you stop for coffee, you take the wet newspaper out because you've gotten really wet because you're sweating with all your layers on. Take it out and your clothes are dry. And the final tip I'll give you, girls, because I think you really will enjoy this, is, those like waffles that you can get and they're really hard. But if you pop them onto the top of your coffee cup when you stop for your coffee, they kind of melt. But an extra tip is to put them into a little bit of tin foil, tuck them inside your bib, inside your shorts, maybe like somewhere in your torso. And when you go for the coffee, they're already melted. They're so good.
Crazy. This is why the UK athletes are more tough.
Right. We're like, what?
And remember, I'm Irish, so I'm even tougher.
I will say that we always did plastic bags, which I think, most of the rest of the world is not doing plastic bags anymore. But here we still find them. So
tinfoil toes.
There you go.
Put them on our toes as well as the
So
tinfoil.
what we're getting is that you should give someone tinfoil and plastic bags.
And treats.
And paper and newspapers.
Sustainability in triathlon. There we go. There's the podcast episode for next week.
It is a good point, though. There are other ways to be warm.
There are. Or you just buy like $200 bib tights. And they last forever.
My Wahoo treadmill didn't arrive either, by the way, Kelly. Thought I'd mention that, that was the other big gift last week we were talking about.
See?
The treadmill, Kelly recommended, getting the Wahoo one.
I have a lot of recommendations for you. We also are running a Feisty Strong Club that'll start in January that you can sign up for right now, and get a whole home gym set up. See, these are things you could put on your Christmas list. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next week we will do best of the year, picks, and maybe a few predictions for 2026. And then we'll be on break for 2 weeks. So if you liked us, rate us. If you didn't, don't. And subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube Music. And we'll see you next week.